Morning. What's happening, y'all? I hope y'all having a amazing Tuesday. Make sure I can get that in there. Hopefully, y'all are doing well. That's hilarious. So, look, y'all, I wanted to pop on here real quick this morning. If you don't know who I am and it's your first time on my platform, I go by Zabo 103. I'm the dude that get on these live platforms and I just try to provoke thought. Um, my live alerts, excuse me, they should be um hopefully on my own network popping up pretty soon. My tech guy's been working overtime. I'm not even gonna front. They got the community back up today. I think either this morning or late last night it came back up. And I'm learning a lot about this tech space, y'all. I can't talk too much about it because I don't want these platforms to start slowing the aggroing down. And plus, we got a lot of stuff to talk about in here today. But over at Zabo103TV.com, they're working on a couple of things, and the alerts on when I'm live over there and when shows pop up, that stuff is actually about to be into fruition. So stay tuned. But you're gonna start getting notifications every time a show go up. When I go live, you're gonna start getting notifications. I've been trying to figure out um the text thing, which is a little bit more difficult to make it automative. The email portion is probably going to be the easiest thing, and I think that's where we're going to start first. And as we learn, we're gonna continue to get better with that. So definitely appreciate that bit of feedback for sure. But if this is your first time on my live, put a one on the chat. If you've been on my live more than once, put a two in the chat. I just want to see where we at so we know where we need to go. So if this is your first time on my live, put a one in the chat. If you've been on my live more than once, put a two in the chat. Shout out to my day one folks. My day one folks, y'all be popping up in here, man. It don't matter if you're at work. Don't get fired from looking at my jumping on these lives on social media with me now. Don't get in trouble at work now. I know y'all got that clean desk policy. I don't want no smoke. To all the new people here, welcome. I appreciate y'all tapping in. You may probably was sent to my live to I appreciate you too, family. You probably sent to my live by someone and they say, hey, you should check out and see what he's talking about. It might be something that you're interested in. So definitely welcome to all the new people that are on the live, and welcome back to all my day one people. We've been going live now for the last 136 weeks straight, and I'm excited. Let's just say that. Well, I think that to start off, I think what we need to create some ground rules for the newcomers, right? Because I know sometimes, especially when I go live and I get into these modes like I am right now, the stuff that I put out there, y'all, it can be a little bit overwhelming. The first thing I want people to understand out the gate is that you're probably not going to be able to digest all of it at one time. It's something that you're going to want to continue to come back and tap in with me. And there are going to be some things that realistically I won't be able to share on these social media platforms because when I'm on these social media platforms for the most part, I'm in their house, y'all. And being that I'm in their house, I gotta follow their rules. And I'm not an exception to the rule in any of these situations, so I will be following their rules. Period. It just is what it is, y'all. Um, if you are new to my platform and you need more details, more information about things, I started my own network. Zabo103TV.com. The link is in the bio. You can absolutely tap in over there. Go subscribe. The law-abiding citizen community over there would love to have you over there and join us on our journey that we're taking. But with that being said, let me just get into it because I think that that's why you're here, right? So let me start off by saying this. The information that you're hearing from me, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a wealth manager. I'm not a coach. I'm not a mentor. I'm none of those things. I'm a dude on the internet talking. What does that mean to you? If you're on this live platform and you're listening to what I'm saying, do your research. I can have all the good intentions in the world, but I can be outdated. It's just a real thing, y'all. So do your due diligence whenever you hear anyone speaking. It doesn't matter if it's me or anybody else. Research over me search. It is the most important thing you can do, especially when you get information from folks, because you don't really know what people's intentions are. You have no clue. So you always want to do your due diligence whenever you're listening to anyone, because you're the only person that have to live with the results. Okay. The second thing is my platform isn't really about money. And I know a lot of times, especially when people get sent to my platform, they be like, oh man, he gonna show you how to get to the bag. He can show you how to be a wealth. He can do this, he can do that. And that's all fine and dandy. But my platform is truly about you spending the time with the people that you say you care about and love the most. And in order for you to do that, you are gonna have to figure out this thing called money. You're gonna have to figure out how to become wealthy. It's a byproduct of spending the time with the people that you say you care about and love the most. Without me building the wealth that I've built so far in my lifetime, right? In these last 5 years, I've been wealthy, right? Without me building that, I won't have time to spend with the people that I say I care about and love the most. I won't have time to pop on these lives at random times whenever I feel like it. So the money piece is going to be a byproduct of it. This session of my live is just simply me not gatekeeping. Everything that I didn't put together, all the dots that I didn't connect for the most part, this is really me not gatekeeping. This is not me bragging. I'm trying to make these ground rules for my new people, because I know people like, man, you're just telling us all this stuff about yourself and blah, 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 blah. Man, this is me not gatekeeping. Everybody says that people, when they get in certain positions, they start to gatekeep. And what I want people to understand is it's not true. People don't gatekeep. People don't like wasting their time. I'm going to say that again. People don't gatekeep. They don't like wasting their time. What do I mean by that? Out of the 6 different platforms that I'm live on right now, how many other people combined on these live platforms, right? Less than 1% of the people on these platforms are going to do something with the information that they're going to get. And it ain't really nothing nobody can do about that. I don't care how many people say, well, I'm going to do something with it and I'm going to do this. And it's okay. It is all right. I'm not mad at it. If you do something with it, great. If you don't do nothing with it, it's okay too. You have to live with the results that you have put forth you, and I have to live with the results for me. So I get on these platforms and I just try to, I don't give out a whole bunch of stuff, but it's a lot of stuff to you, because there's a lot of stuff you just don't know, because there is a real big world out here. There are things that go on that you would never have a clue about. So with that being said, I know people look for credentials. Let me just, I guess, run through it. I ain't really got no credentials, but let me run through my background, because I know people want to know. So, okay, here we go. I am a person that was, born and raised in Grady Hospital. I don't think I need to say too much anything, but I was raised in East Lake Meadows, little Vietnam, little ghetto baby. You know what I'm saying? Mom lived a rough life. She had an illness from when I was 3 years old till I was 16. She got clean for the last 50 years of her life. She became a registered nurse, and she got her own nursing home. She did her thing with us the best that she could. I say that to say I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth, right? Pops, got to know him when I was 21. What's up, Travis? And, blessing into my life, I can't front. The timing was great, because if he'd have came in before then, I don't know how my life would have turned out, because I don't think he was all the way right either. I worked at Bank of America for 20 years as an executive without a college degree. I'm going to say that one more time. I worked at Bank of America for 20 years as an executive without a college degree. I was over the small business credit card department, the collection side of the house. We were responsible for generating $720 million a year, $60 million a month. Mhm. So when you hear the loss number for Bank of America small business credit cards, I was the person reporting numbers to the street. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of background. During my 20-year stint at Bank of America and my later years at the bank, some things started to click for me and started to make sense. And it wasn't nothing that Bank of America was teaching me because they couldn't teach me this. No job will teach you the things that I'm about to say. Hell, no school gonna teach you this. If you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth, your parents didn't teach you this either. And there's no disrespect to any of those people or entities. It's just saying that you were born in a world of consumership. Everyone around you, from you being an adolescent all the way up to your big age that you are right now today, is looking at you as a consumer. So when they're giving you information, for the most part, they're going to give you information based on you being a consumer. So when I was at the bank, I realized that, and I started to do the transition that I needed to do. As a person at the bank for 20 years, making a couple hundred grand a year, I had to do something different because I knew I could not go find another job making a couple hundred grand a year without a college degree. It just ain't a real thing in real life, y'all. If I'm being completely honest, and I was honest with myself. When I had that aha moment, I started doing things differently. I had then listened to everything the bank had told me to do. Diversify your portfolio, put your money in the market, invest your money in gold, silver, whatever it is, crypto. Put your money into the business, save your money for a rainy day. I did all the things you can think of listening to the banks, and even the wealthy people that I was listening to, they were saying the same stuff as the bank. So I'm like, it gotta be legit. They wealthy. They saying the same thing the bank saying. I'm just gonna do what they say do, and I'm gonna see if it worked. And none of it worked. I found myself in the same rat race that many of you see today in yourself. Going to work, making what I thought at the time an amazing salary, still robbing Peter to pay Paul. How can I be overextended in my life making a couple hundred grand a year? How can I be, thinking like, man, this is it? If I lost my job for 30 days and then find another job, I'm probably gonna be homeless. It was a scary thought, y'all. And I'm doing everything the bank say. And I'm doing everything that the wealthy people telling me to do. It wasn't till I had it wasn't till I had I don't know, maybe maybe the moment that changed the most was I had this aha moment about what is shared versus what actually happened moment. And I thought about my kids. Somebody said, you make money off of TikTok, though. That's cute. I wish I did, but people don't get that either. But I had that aha moment and I thought about my kids. And when I thought about my kids, I said, man, isn't it funny? And parents, y'all can relate to this, right? Isn't it funny that our kids will regurgitate everything that we say? And they will actually do what they see us do. We did the same thing as kids, y'all. Whatever our parents said or the people that influenced us the most, we would regurgitate everything they say. And we would do what they actually do. What does that mean? If your parents had jobs growing up, you probably got a job. If your parents owned businesses when you were growing up, you probably own a business. Kids do what they see the people that influence them do. And they regurgitate what people influence them say. And I got to thinking, What if I applied these same principles to an entity that knows everything about money? What if I applied these same principles to someone that's had wealth in their family for hundreds and hundreds of years? I said to myself, first, I got to identify the entity and the people that meet these qualifications. So it made me look at the bank. Why did I look at the bank? Because it ain't nobody on this planet that know more about money than the banks. Nobody. It just is what it is. Then I started looking at wealthy people, not the wealthy people that most people talk about. I'm talking about wealthy people that didn't have wealth in their family for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Because it ain't nobody else that got a better proven track record than them. I started looking at what the banks and these wealthy people was doing, and I was blown away. It was almost scary and confusing all at the same time. I said to myself, man, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do to make this happen. This stuff seems so far out of reach, but everything else I done did, it ain't worked. I done had all type of things. You know what I mean? Like I had a barbershop, can't cut hair. I used to own a rolling dumpster business. I done wholesale properties before. I used to own a small apartment complex. I used to have them ATMs in the gas stations and clubs doing what I do. I used to scalp tickets down at the Fox Theater. Cats or Avenue Ailey came to the Fox, boy, we were getting paid. But it wasn't enough for me to get out of my rat race. I was trading cryptocurrency. I done had Bitcoin since it was $6,000. It wasn't enough for me to get out of my rat race. All these different things that I tried to do based off of what I was told by who we deemed as the people and the entities to listen to, it still kept me in the same rat race. And I wasn't for it because it didn't make sense. It's like something was off. And when I saw these two things that the banks and these real wealthy people were doing, I couldn't unsee it. In fact, they were doing two things exactly alike. And that was pretty bizarre to me. And when I saw it, at first, I'm like, oh, this is going to be like some old in-home banking system. I was so wrong. I started to see that the banks and wealthy people were putting their money into policies and properties. And that was wild to me. I couldn't unsee that stuff. And when I say policies, I'm talking about life insurance policies, right? When I say properties, I'm talking about land. The banks don't invest their money in that. It's a Federal Reserve note. They invest their money in gold and silver. It sounds great. But how do you know that that's what they do? Because they told you that? No business on this planet, even your own business, is going to give you advice on what exactly they do so that you can do the same thing so that you don't need them no more. Every business will be going out of business. If you owned a t-shirt business, you would not tell your customers where you got your t-shirts from, so they ain't got to shop with you no more. Nobody's that slow. The math ain't mathing that way, y'all. Why would the banks be any different? You're their customer. Why would they give you the best sound financial advice so you don't need them? You're their customer. When I had that moment, I said, it got to be something bigger because this not making sense. So I kept digging. I had all these different businesses going on while I was working at the bank. Just kind of doing everything, didn't know what I was doing. I was making money, but I ain't really understand money. And I stumbled upon something that was super crazy. I stumbled upon something that showed me that money wasn't real. And I've been out here my whole time using money personally and taking my money personally. What's up, family? And the money ain't even real. It's not a real thing. Even scarier than that, I realize none of us have no money. None of us. I don't care how much money you claim you got in your bank account, how much money you got in your brokerage account. None of us have no money. The money that you have, you only holding it to give to the next person. Every dime that you have is going to go back to the original sender. And none of us are the original sender. It was a wow moment, y'all. But after I saw this stuff, I couldn't unsee it. I had been at the bank 20 years at this point and never paid attention to anything like that. The bank wasn't teaching me this stuff. The bank still don't teach this stuff. But the minute I started to think, Bank of America lost an employee. It was wow. I started to think about these different things. I said, man, I can't have my wife working no job. She's not going to be calling another grown man daddy. I'm the only daddy around this place. I'm retiring my wife. So I started my journey doing what I was doing, paying attention to what the banks were doing, what the wealthy people were doing. And I retired my wife and I stuck my chest out. I'm the man because I retired my wife. What's up, family? And I kept pushing on my journey because I knew I was onto something. I told my wife, I never forget this moment because I was still scared. Even though I had retired my wife, I was making money on my businesses. I started using these principles that I was seeing that the banks used and these principles that the wealthy people use. And I was terrified still working at the bank, still working my businesses. I told my wife, I gave her a ridiculous number because she said, you didn't retire me. I know you don't want to work there forever. When are you going to retire yourself? I told my wife, when I make my yearly salary in a month, I'm out. The reason why I gave myself that target is simply because I didn't think I could hit it. And I knew I could still work my business, make a good amount of money in my business because my business was doing well, right? And being that I knew my business was doing well, and I still had my job with the great benefits that the bank was giving me, I had a safety net and I ain't have to be in that much fear. And my target was so high, a couple $100,000 a month was my target, that I just felt like I'll never hit it anyway. So it was good to say. And my wife was like, all right, when you make that in a month, I know you, I don't want to hear you turn back. I never forget the 26th day of April of me hitting my target in 26 days, and I had to bounce. I couldn't turn back. The things that I was applying in my life based off of what the banks were doing and what the wealthy people were doing had changed my life. So when I share these things on social media to give you a glimpse, and it's not even full-fledged of everything, not even close, but a glimpse on how you can change your life, it's a little bit of a head scratcher. When I see people shut it off, when the only thing they got to do is do their due diligence based on the things that I'm sharing. Think. So I started doing these different things, and I realized money wasn't real. Okay, check that box. I want to hit my target using these principles. I got these policies, I got properties, I got my businesses going, right? If you just got here, family, you might want to sit tight, take notes, and listen. If you're impatient, I advise you go ahead and stroll on, family. So we all know that money is 75% cotton. Okay, you want the attention. Let's give you the attention. It's one on every live, ain't it, y'all? So tell me what you use money personally for today. Go. And y'all can help join in with the new guy that just came in. Tell me what you use money personally for today. I'm listening. Go. Go. You're telling me what you know. I don't care what you know at this point. This is the point where you come in and listen because you don't know. Tell me what you use money personally for. I'm listening. They wanted to derail. We're gonna let them give them a second, then we're gonna get back into what we're going to. Because they think they know. Type it in the chat. I don't want you to join. You don't have to show me nothing. I don't care about you making $3,000. This fool said he made $3,000. You made $3,000 today. So that's what you make money on. Okay. All right. So do you make $3,000 every single day? Do you make $3,000 every single day? Just curious. Show what I made today? I don't think I need to show what I made. I think it's irrelevant. $1 to $3 a day proof. Okay. I hear you talking. That's cool. And this is why, y'all, when I get on these live platforms and I start playing show and tell with folks, it's kind of like it kind of become interesting, y'all. Last year, I worked 0 hours for the full fiscal year of 2024. I generated 8 figures last year. Majority of my businesses, I have 12 different businesses that I have that I'm a part of. We do anywhere somewhere around about like 45 to somewhere around about 70 grand a day. But hey, I'm just a dude on the internet talking. When I do things like get on these platforms and I can show you one of my business that on average, one of the smaller business that do 400 grand a month, I don't have to explain that because there's people on my lives that have seen the proof. But you think this about money. And this is why I keep telling people this stuff is not about money, y'all. You sound crazy. And it's laughable sometimes when I sit back and I hear all these people saying all this wild stuff. It's almost unreal to me because you don't know no better. There's a big world out here. And that's what becomes super crazy when you think about it. And I get it. People used to people on the internet just talking. And this is the reason why I say, if you just walking up in here, shut up. You don't know. You don't have a clue. You got to you got to get used to just hearing people out. And once you start hearing people out, guess what happens, y'all? You might learn something. So let me get back into it because we just talking just to be talking at this point. You walking around using money personally. I ask y'all, what do you use money personally for? And the first thing that normally comes up is food. So I'm going to show you because people don't get it. I didn't just retire my wife. I did retire myself. Think about what I just said. I retired myself. I also retired 25 of my family members in real life. I got 99 employees right now. Majority of my employees make 6 figures a year. But people don't hear that. People don't hear that. But the people that's been coming on my live now for the last 136 weeks straight, they know. They see it. They see me building homes out my pocket cash. Ain't no freaking loans. They seen me close 41 and a half acres of land. Cash, no loan. Took them to the closing with me. People see this stuff. People know I own a toilet paper company called Triumph Tissue. 3-ply toilet paper, 200 sheets. It's the closest thing you can get to wiping yourself with silk. But I ain't no here selling to y'all. I sell it to the government. People know I planted 100 acres of pecan trees. We ain't selling pecan pies. But people don't hear this because they think they know. And the sad part about this is you only know as far as you done went. And that's what's crazy to me. So it's almost laughable when I hear people say they got money and money ain't even real. It doesn't exist. And you walking around here using money personally. Imagine that. And it ain't even real. It ain't even real. It's the funniest thing to even really consider. And you've been told this stuff your whole life and you ain't paid attention. And I'm gonna prove it. Say he's rich. He might be rich, even though rich ain't a real thing. It's almost scary when you think about it. So let's talk about it. Pull out some cash. I wish I had some cash on me. Everybody pull out cash. Once you pull out some cash, put a 2 in the chat. I'm gonna show you. Since people think they know, let's just go through it. Pull out some cash, put a 2 in the chat. I need one person to keep me honest. Got a card? That's cool. For anybody that got some cash, pull out some cash. Don't worry, I ain't sitting around the collection plate. Appreciate you, Gina. I need you to keep me honest over here on TikTok, okay? Over here on IG, these other platforms that we got going on. When y'all get some cash in y'all hand, y'all put a 2 in the chat for me. I just need y'all to keep me honest. We're gonna make this make sense because I know people like to see proof. If y'all ain't got no 2, y'all ain't got no cash in your hand, it's cool. Y'all gonna have to believe the people on TikTok. They over here doing it. I'll show y'all over here, just FYI. They over here on TikTok. So they putting 2s in the chat. Y'all see that, right? They putting 2s in the chat. Just FYI. So y'all gonna have to believe them over there, okay? I need everybody to look at the back of your money. On the back of your money at the very top, you should see something that says the United States of America. Appreciate you, T. You should see something that says the United States of America on the back of your money at the very top. Put a 3 in the chat if you see that on the back of your money. Put a 3 in the chat if you see the United States of America on the back of your money at the top. Put a 3 in the chat. Okay, so I ain't tripping. The United States of America, y'all, is not a country. I'm going to say that one more time. The United States of America is not a country. Appreciate your family. It's not a country. The United States of America is a business, and it's a public business. Just so we all on the same page. What are you talking about, bro? The United States of America is a country. No, it's not. It's a business. Well, it's a corporation. A corporation is a business. Come on, y'all, don't be silly. How do I know the United States of America is not a country and it's a business? Countries have kings and queens. Businesses have presidents and vice presidents like your job. I'm going to say that one more time for the person all the way in the back. Countries have kings and queens. Business have presidents and vice presidents like your job. It is what it is. I can't be mad about it. Appreciate your family. It just is what it is. And it's a public business. This is the reason why the United States of America can send billions of dollars to other countries, because they're conducting business. Meanwhile, prayers still going out to the people that lost their homes in California. They had to go through an emergency fund in order to get that $770 out the gate, because it was personal. And your money's not supposed to be used personally. So they had to go through that emergency fund to make it public and a business expense. We gonna keep going. I hope y'all understand and it just clicked for you. Right below the United States of America, you should see something that says, "In God We Trust." Put a 4 in the chat if you see "In God We Trust" below the United States of America on your money. I'm just curious. Put a 4 in the chat if you see the United States of America. You see "In God We Trust" below the United States of America on your money. If you see that, right, and I ain't tripping, I was told that "In God We Trust" is the name of the United States of America's trust. If that's true, we all know a trust is private. I don't think I need to explain that. If it's public, it goes in a business. If it's private, it goes in a trust. It's on your money, y'all. Now, I know what you're saying. Zabo, it's on my money, man, but they don't really explain nothing. Do me a favor. Do me a favor, please. So y'all all didn't go through the emergency fund? So what y'all went through? Y'all just had the money on your own to do it? Put on your reading glasses, people. Turn your money around to the front. In fine print, you're going to see something that says, "This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private." I'm going to read it to you again. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. You said different type of avenues? You mean public avenues that y'all went through? I think you're saying the same thing I'm saying. I'm going to read that one more time. If you see this on your money, put a 5 in the chat. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. It didn't say anything about nothing personal. If it's public, it goes in a business. If it's private, it goes in a trust. But you don't hear that. You can't even comprehend it. Meanwhile, you'll get mad at Donald Trump for not paying taxes and you paying taxes. You're paying taxes because you earn an income personally. Donald Trump ain't paying no personal taxes. Why? Because he don't earn no income personally. But nobody don't hear that. The math don't click for you because you let your education stop your education. Imagine you think money is real and is yours. Where do you put your money? In the bank? Because you think the bank is a holding facility. I know it's a lending institution, and there are people out there just like me that understand the power of zero. I'm going to give you a real example. A lot of people at work right now, and they get money from a customer as we speak. They do it all day, every day, because if they don't, they're not going to meet their performance goal, and they're not going to have a job. They're going to get performance managed out. If you don't hit your standard, the first month, they giving you a verbal. The second month you miss your goal, guess what's happening, boys and girls? You going on a written. The third month, you're going on a final. The fourth month, you ain't got no job, Craig. Think about what I just said. Because you got to hit those performance goals. What is that performance goal tied to? Money. Who getting the money? You. Wait, if you getting the money, your job ain't got no money other than the money that you give them. So you go to work every single day, get money from a customer. You don't put that money in your bank account. You don't put it in your purse or your wallet. You give it to your job and you do it for 10 days. And on that 10th day, your job taking a fraction of it and giving it back to you in the form of a direct deposit. Imagine that. And you happy because you got a little paycheck. You happy. And we happy too. Because when y'all get paid, we get paid. So on Friday, when you get your paycheck, guess what we do, boys and girls? We head right on up to your job and we ask at the bank for your money and the bank lend it to us. Guess what we do with your money? We buy soap, we buy toilet paper, we buy bottled water, we buy forks, napkins, spoons, pigs, chickens, cows, goats, in bulk and turn right back around and sell it right back to you for 5 times what it's worth using your money. But people don't hear that. You ain't selling me nothing, bro. What are you talking about? You buying them eggs that's still how y'all keep complaining about it. I paid $12 for a carton of egg. The only thing you did when you went and paid that $12, you went in the store, opened the cart, made sure it went cracked, self-check yourself out, and got on social media and complained about it. You don't know what landowner them eggs came from. Everything goes back to the landowner, including you. But you don't get that because you think you know something different and you ain't got a clue. Landowners ain't selling me something. How you like your steak? Wrapped in bacon. I don't eat steak. I'm a vegan, man. I don't do that stuff. How you like your vegetables? You telling me you don't eat meat, but the same meat you don't eat is fertilizing your vegetables. Make that make sense. The vegetables coming from a landowner too, boys and girls. The clothes on your back come from a landowner. The antifreezer in your car come from a landowner. The refined sugar you eat every single day come from a landowner. The tires on your car come from a landowner. But you don't hear that because you think you know, because people done told you something and you thought that you got it right. I put my money in the market. I'm doing better because I'm making interest off my money. I got these charts, and these charts are going to tell me how to do this. You just bought a product. The market is the same lending institution, just like the banks. If you haven't figured it out, boys and girls, when your money is in the market, you're trapped at that number until it goes up. When it drops a little bit, the reason why it drops because people that was trapped and they got their profit, when you jumped in, they took their money out. And then when more people buy it because all the hype come around it and it goes up a little bit and they get trapped, you pull your money out. And guess what you're doing with that money? Buying food, water, shelter, clothes on your back. All the money that you done made in the market is going right back to the landowner, boys and girls. But you don't hear that because you think you know. You think you understand. When you gamble, the house always wins. But I need y'all to think. When I left the bank, when I made my yearly salary in a month, you couldn't talk to me about nothing. I was a big dog at that point. I don't know nobody making a couple $100,000 a month. You can't talk to me about stuff. Think. Sometimes you just gotta let people be ignorant, y'all. I tried to help the old dude out that was trying to explain him making, he telling us he made $3 grand a day on day trading or on stocks. He made $3 grand one time and that was it. I don't have time to be explaining that to people that don't want to unlearn the stuff that they need to unlearn. He didn't hear nothing that I said. I own 347 and a half acres of land. Ain't no loans. I got land with this on it. But he can't hear that. He don't understand. And my family thanks him. We love people like that. We love it. And that's the part that becomes wow to me. Because we love the consumers. We appreciate it. You're 20 years old? Listen. When I was studying the banks and the wealthy people, this is what I figured out. Wealthy people buy land every day, all day. The banks buy land every day, all day. Because you make money when you buy land, not when you sell it. Land is the only thing on this planet that only goes up in value and don't go up and down. Think about what I just said. Now, most people think when you go to buy land, what do they think? I got to have me a rental property. I'm going to become a landlord. Well, you said the right term, but you didn't look at it all the way through. You are a landlord. That means something different than what most people think. I got to get me a gas station. I got to get me some commercial builders on here and I got to do this. Yeah, you can make money off of that too. But do you understand how much money people make on solar panel farms? Do you have any clue how much money people make having people hunt on their land? Do you know how much money people make owning hangars? You know, so these private plane owners can store their planes. I got land with cell phone towers on it so y'all can stay connected. But people don't hear that. People can't make sense out of this stuff. The timber company will pay you $4,000 an acre to come and cut your timber. It's a big world out here. You can't get no flood zone. Florida's a flood zone. California is a flood zone. Hawaii is a flood zone. Turks and Caicos is a flood zone. Jamaica is a flood zone. I can keep going. People don't have a clue. People don't understand. They can't see the forest from the trees. Georgia Pine, don't get me started on that one. Eminent domain. I love eminent domain. It's a blessing to have it. Sometimes I buy land to get in the way of eminent domain. Sure do. Eminent domain ain't taking your property. Y'all do know this stuff, right? I know you hear these people telling they're going to come take your property. They going to take it. And you're going to be left out with nothing. They buying it. They give you market value for the property up to 5 times what it's worth. So you telling me if you go buy a piece of land, let's say you go buy 10 acres of land, and it's out in, it's near the highway, but it's a little bit out, right? About 40 minutes outside of the major city, but it's right near the major highway, right? But it's 40 minutes outside of the major city. And you done bought these 10 acres of land and you pay, I don't know, 50 grand for it. Right? You done paid 50 grand for this property. And you decide to take $300,000, right? And once you actually, who said all of it was, are you just saying trying to debate with me, family? Why are you trying to debate? What the hell what's wrong with you? Okay, let me say something. Grown men, I'm not here to debate with you. Not one time did I say the whole California is a flood zone. Stop it, y'all. Y'all, it's 11:56 a.m. I ain't here to debate with you. What be wrong with these grown men acting like that, y'all? I don't get it. Let me explain something to you. Let me just explain something to you. Y'all know the couple out in California that owns 60% of the water source in California that could have actually stopped all of those fires that happened? Right? Y'all know that, right? There's a couple. They own Fiji Water, the whole 9 yards, right? They own 60% of the water source in California, right? They also own 50% of the land in California too. Now, why is that important? It's not just about flood zone, people. It's about land. The banks don't care nothing about your house. They don't care if your house burnt to the ground. They don't care if your house flood. Everything burnt to the ground. When them people went through the hurricanes in South Carolina, North Carolina had all them floods, it flooded. The land was still there. Come on, y'all. Think. I don't know what be up with people want to debate about this stuff. You can debate it all you want. I don't care. You have to live with the results that you actually didn't put forth. I'm living with the results that I didn't put forth. And I know something different. I know something very different. And you don't hear people talking about this stuff. And that's the part that sucks. Because when people like me that have that information and they decide not to share it, they're gatekeeping. All I'm saying to your family is this. You're saying you're not debating. Again, you're missing the point. Don't derail the conversation when it's not something that we even talking about to begin with. Hopefully you understand that. Let's get back to it, y'all. You have to understand one thing and one thing only. No business is going to tell their customer how to do exactly what they're doing. It's not going to happen. No one's that big of a fool. Anyone that would tell their customer how to do exactly what they're doing, they're going to put themselves out of business. And it's really that simple. The two things, land and these big old life insurance policies, it will change your life forever. I'm going to explain. How many people have heard of the term, your health is your wealth? Put a 5 in the chat if you've heard of the term called your health is your wealth. And everybody says it, so I'm sure people have heard it, right? And people say it for the dumbest reasons. I blinked my eyes today. I know that's right. Your health is your wealth. I tied my shoes, girl. I know that's right. Your health is your wealth. Man, old girl, man, I had to get rid of her, man. The only thing she wanted was money. Man, I know that right, family. Your health is your wealth. Girl, I call him cheating. I had to get rid of him. I know that's right, girl. Your health is your... People say it for the dumbest reasons and don't even know there's a statement that comes behind it. I know my people, my day one people know they done heard me say it a bunch bigger times. The new people that's in here, I don't know, maybe they have heard it, maybe they haven't. If you've heard of the statement before, what statement come behind your health is your wealth? It should be a statement. 100% there's a statement. How does the saying go? Your health is your wealth. What comes behind it? Not all this crazy stuff we saying. The saying is simple too, y'all, and it's kind of scary. The saying goes, your health is your wealth. The healthier you are, the bigger the life insurance policy you can get. Imagine I can go get me a big old whole life insurance policy. It got a living benefit and a death benefit. Imagine every month when I'm putting money into this policy, I'm getting compound interest daily, tax-free, that I can borrow against and pay myself back with interest. Think about what I just said. I don't think people get it. So you telling me I'm gonna be getting compound interest on the money that I'm putting in daily, tax-free? And on top of that, if I borrow the money from my policy, my money's still in the policy, getting compound interest daily, tax-free? Index Universal Life, majority of them have fees, and they're not really for broke people. If you're poor, you can't really afford that. I know people on social media talk about it all the time, but they don't really go through the details of it. But it's not for broke people, if I'm being honest. But you don't hear people talking like this. Why? You'll hear people tell you put your money in the stock market. You'll hear people tell people, hey, go get this crypto. It's going to the moon. You'll hear it left and right. But you don't hear people saying this stuff. Why? Either they don't know, or they do know and they just haven't done it. What's stopping a person from doing these different things? And I always ask the same question. Ask the same question. Think about the banks just for a second. Remember, the banks put their money into policies and properties. Watch this. Put a 7 in the chat if you've seen people, celebrities for the most part, do this, right? I got $1 million in the bank. I'm going to go ask for $1 million cash. Watch the bank give me a hard time. If you've seen that before, put a 7 in the chat. Even if you didn't try to go get cash out the bank and it's a good little amount of money, the bank give you a hard time about getting that money out the bank, don't they? Celebrity walk into the bank, ask for their $1 million, and the bank tell them, we ain't got that type of money here. You have to order that money. Order the money? Y'all didn't have to order to get it from me. Why I gotta order it to get it back? We don't keep that kind of capital here. Think. And people get frustrated, mad, and the banks then told y'all this up front. Y'all think the bank is a holding facility. People out there like me understand it's a lending institution. So if you're my customer and I'm the bank and I'm a lending institution, what's going to be the goal? To get your deposit so I can lend your money, right? There's a sign on the front door that says FDIC. That same sign is on the teller counter in a personal banker office. the mortgage loan office, or branch manager office. Think about what I just said. FDIC. Now we know that's insurance on your money up to $250,000 per account. So why would somebody put more than $250,000 in any account? Nobody do that. People spread their money out. Well, how did Kanye West have $75 million in Chase Bank and it all get froze if everybody spread it out? How did that happen, boys and girls? Because he put his money in the bank and he got debanked. But we're not going to talk about that because I don't want to get kicked off these platforms. But y'all not asking the right question. The question is, if you go to the bank, you ask for your money, and there's enough money to the bank tell you that you got to order the money, the question should be, if the bank don't put their money in the bank, why the hell you putting your money in the bank? The bank know everything about money. Why wouldn't you be doing what they do? So if they don't put their money in the bank, why are you putting your money in the bank? The math don't math. And I know you can't put your money up under the mattress. These are things you probably should be asking. The other thing you got to ask is, the bank putting insurance on my money up to $250,000 per account. Why do they need insurance on my money? Why would I put my money in the bank for them to put insurance on it? Why wouldn't I just go get the insurance? Why wouldn't I just go get the insurance? But people don't hear that stuff. It sounds too much like right. It's almost unreal when you think about it. So when I started realizing that I needed to do what the banks do and start buying policies and properties, when it finally clicked, it was game over. Game over. It put my bloodline in a position to have a head start for the next 1,000 years. And as I continue to train my grandkids, my great-grandkids, my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandkids, kids, grandkids in my bloodline ain't never gonna meet, that 1,000 years gonna grow. That's what's scary. That's what's wild about this stuff. And what's even more crazier is people think they need all the money in the world, because y'all remember, I just showed you on your money, this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. But you can't wrap your brain around not using money personally. Use money personally for food, for vehicles, for a roof over your head, clothes on your back, vacations, medicine, kids. Use money personally for everything. And the longer you use money personally for the things in your life, the longer you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle hard the longer you use money personally. Zay, boy, I hear you, family, but how the hell I'm going to use money any other type of way? I got to use it personally, man. I got to eat. How many people have a job on these lives? We on multiple platforms. Put a one in the chat if you have a job. I'm going to show you. Don't worry. You right, Samantha. A lot of people that got jobs on here. Let me ask y'all good, clean people that got a job, because I don't know what they do these days. I'm going to be honest with you, because I work for my last name, not my first, right? But I got a question for y'all good, clean folks, right? Watch this. At your job, there's a lot of people that's burnt out, probably including you. You over your job. They only pay you enough to come back to work the next day. If we're being honest, most people are 30 days away from being homeless, right? You hate your job. Most people do. That's a fact. There are a lot of people at your job that feel the same way. I can't make that up, right? Upper management, corporate, they know the people at your job, and they're like, the morale too low in here. We got to get the morale up. When they decide to get your morale up, they don't give y'all no raise. They ain't giving y'all no bonus. You know what they do for y'all? Buy y'all pizza, get y'all some wings, put a couple of Pepsis on it, and then they expense it because food is public. I got 99 employees. 8 of those 99 employees is me, my wife, and all 6 of our kids. The one thing none of my employees ever have to worry about is bringing lunch to work. The business buy food for them every single day. And then the business expense it. You don't have to take my word. Go to the IRS.gov and let's just see if the IRS.gov tells you anything about you can buy your employees meals. But nobody don't hear this stuff. It seems like something a little different, right? I don't know what's up with this person. Think. Ain't nobody paying attention to that. Well, let's take it a step further because it seemed like the right thing to do. We already here anyway. Let's keep it going, right? Last year around February, it was around Valentine's Day, and people on my live, they know this story because they watched it in real time on live. One of my wife's business needed a vehicle. So her business went out and bought a 2024 long body Range Rover, paid $153,000 cash for it. Ain't no car payment. Being that it weighed over 6,000 pounds and used 100% for business, the IRS allowed her to write the whole thing off. People don't hear that. My business at the end of the year, in December to be exact, needed a vehicle. My business went out and bought a 2025 Cadillac Escalade, paid $152,000 for it cash. Ain't no car payment. And being that it's used, 6,000 pounds it weighed over, and it's used 100% for business, the IRS allowed us to write that off too. Ain't no car payment. So when we put gas in those vehicles, business expense. When we do maintenance on those vehicles, business expense. You're driving on a public road. You ain't driving on no personal road. Okay, tell me the last personal road y'all drove on outside of your driveway. Go. I'm listening. I'm listening. Go. Tell me. I got to know. You rode all the way to work today on a public road. I don't think nobody, nothing. Or did I make that up? People not listening. And it's wild when you think about some small stuff like that, right? You can look up tax code 179 on the IRS.gov if you want to check it out. Just so you know I'm not making this stuff up. I walk around in a 7,000 square foot home right now today. This ain't my house. This is one of the trust house. A roof over your head is private, so it goes in a trust. The roof over somebody else's head that you control is public, so it goes in a business. So what does that mean? When the bills come into this house, they not my bills. They the trust bills. I ain't got no bills. Because I don't use money personally. Y'all getting on here right now to get this free information from me. But don't get it twisted. This is a use situation. Y'all use me for that free information. I'm using y'all to show y'all my pretty clothes and my pretty shoes. Why? Zabo 103 also one of my businesses. Even though I'm not getting paid on none of these platforms, business expense, business expense, business expense, I can keep going. On your small business, don't you write off the square footage of your office? If you don't, you should. I'm in my office right now, writing off the square footage of this office. When I'm in my movie theater conducting business, I write off the square footage of that too. When I'm in my gym, my wife live right now in our gym. You don't think that square footage is getting written off? She conducting business. When I'm at my bar, in my pool hall, in my game room, I can keep going, y'all. But nobody don't hear this stuff. Man, these kids cost me money personally. Why your kids ain't your employee? My kid, 12 years old, they got to be at least 14 years old in order to be an employee. I can't have them be an employee. They're only 12 years old. Not if you have farmland or agriculture land. If you got farmland, they can start working for you at the womb. But you don't hear that because you think you know. You think you understand something. Well, what about vacation? Y'all saw me and my wife just get back from Barbados. It happened to be around our anniversary. And before that, y'all saw us in Indonesia, Bali. We went on vacation. We was on location. Agriculture land too. Think. We went on vacation, y'all. We was on location. So you telling me, right? When you go on a business trip with your job, you take out your personal credit card or debit card and make those payments for your flight and stuff? No, your business pay for it. What do they pay for? The flight, the car rental, the hotel, and all the food. And since we do content as one of our business, well, it also paid for the camera crew. It also paid for the ATVing. It also paid for the elephant rides. It paid for everything while we were there, boys and girls. People ain't hearing it. Man, I get that, family, but I need my kids to go to college, and tuition ain't cheap. You got to use money personal debt. You sound crazy because you work at a job right now today where if you go to school that aligns with something in that company, your job will give you tuition reimbursement. You telling me you got a business and your kids, your employees, and you don't offer tuition reimbursement? Make this make sense. The math ain't mathing to me, y'all. Why y'all saying this ridiculous stuff? Nobody don't hear this stuff. I was at Bank of America saying the dumbest thing I could have ever said in my life. And if y'all done said this before, I'm not calling y'all dumb. I'm gonna call myself dumb for you. If you are saying it, stop saying it. I said the dumbest thing I ever could have said when I was at Bank of America. I was at Bank of America making probably about 75 to 100 grand a month on my side, on my businesses, and working at Bank of America making a couple hundred grand a year. People would ask me, man, you making good money outside of the bank. You making good money outside of the bank. And you make good money in the bank. Why you still here? Why are you still here? I run around the bank saying, I can't leave Bank of America. They used to give me some good benefits. I can't leave these great benefits. I can't leave these benefits on the table. What is wrong with y'all? Bank of America is so good to me. Meanwhile, medical, dental, and vision coming out of my paycheck every pay period. I was paying for it. That's wild, y'all. Imagine when you get your own business and you have more than 3 employees, you can have group medical insurance. Guess who paying for your medical insurance, boys and girls? The business. It ain't taxed anyway. But nobody hears that. That's too much like right. But Bank of America did have some good benefits. I bet y'all jobs don't do this. Bank of America gave me a free $50,000 life insurance policy that I ain't have to pay for. I bet y'all job didn't do that. Bank of America was so good to me. They gave me a free life insurance policy for $50,000. I ain't have to pay for it. Y'all jobs ain't doing that. Y'all jobs do that? Y'all job give y'all a free life insurance policy? Here I am thinking Bank of America doing me a special. I thought Bank of America giving me a little special, man. I thought they were being so good to me. When I left Bank of America, they didn't cancel that policy. When I left Bank of America, they didn't cancel that policy. I know it's going to lapse. As soon as I bounced, I went straight to my own insurance broker. Because I had my own policies. I said to my insurance broker, I said, look, bro, me, my wife, my kids, we can't be the beneficiary of each other's policy. We might not be as strong. We get all this money. I need these different trusts to be the policy beneficiary. How long will it take you to do that? You know, that joker said, give me 2 minutes. I said, 2 minutes. Yeah, give me 2 minutes. It'll take about 2 billion cycles to show your statement, but it'll be active as of today. Wait, you don't need my wife's consent? You don't need my kids' consent that are of age? No, you the policy holder. You can do whatever you want to do with these policies. What? It was mind-blowing to me. Then I got the bright idea. I got employees. Can I put life insurance policies on my employees and they don't have to pay for them like Bank of America did me? He said, absolutely, bro, as long as they consent 100%. And you're going to be the policy holders though too. I said, oh, that's crazy, bro. I said, but I can't do no $50,000 policy on them, man. It's going to cost me an arm and a leg. Y'all know what that joker told me? If you do $50,000 on your employees, it's going to cost you $5 a month. It's called peasants insurance. I'm walking around here and Bank of America treat me like a peasant. And I'm talking about they so good to me. Then I got the next bright idea. I said, what about the executives that work at my business? Can I put big old whole life insurance policies on my executives in my business? He said, the biggest ones that your company can afford sound like my life insurance policy just became public and also a business expense. You don't hear that though. This don't make sense. What about that 401k? Wall Street is managing the money in your 401k. You can't get that money unless you quit your job or you 59 and a half. And when you get 59 and a half or you take the money out, it's getting taxed still. What if I have my own business? I got a LLC on this side for operation. I got an LLC on this side for holding companies. What if this holding company on this LLC is managing retirement accounts? Can I do a self-directed 401k from my company through me to my actual management company? You absolutely can. Ain't nothing stopping you. Wait, and my company gonna match the money? And that money ain't gonna be taxed? And it's gonna go into this management company for retirement accounts? And I'll be able to manage this actual account? Yes. Who gets the checkbook for this company? You. So nothing stops me at this point from taking that money, going to get me a rental property. All this stuff is tax-free. And as that money is coming back in from that rental property, it's going back into that management company so that they can get an extra return on their investment. But y'all don't hear this stuff, man. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all saw me and my wife take 30 people to the Atlanta Falcons Washington Commanders game. Bobby Brown was performing at the halftime. It was his prerogative. We was in the box. All the food and all the drinks you want. I ain't got no 60 grand to take nobody to the box. The business do. How can you do that, bro? That ain't right. Bank of America just sent us to all the games. Y'all saw me and my wife at the Maxwell concert. We was sitting in the front row. I sat down and put my foot on the stage. Tyrese Gibson sitting right behind me. We ain't related. I started to go up and snatch the microphone from Maxwell and start singing Pretty Wings myself. But y'all don't hear this stuff because you think you know. You think you understand something. What I'm explaining to y'all is that it's a big world out here. And there are things that once you see it, you're not going to unsee it. And that's what's wild, y'all. That's what's crazy about this stuff. While you using money personally, I ain't got no money. Ever. Because I don't need no money personally for anything. Again. And it's on your money. You've been given the instructions on your money. Somebody just sent me a thing that said, I just saw it come down on my thing. They said, you heard about TikTok. Ain't nobody bought it yet. TikTok going down on the 5th. That's what they say. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. What you gonna do if TikTok go down? Same thing I do every day. About a little bit over 30 days ago, TikTok, some people on TikTok got me up out of it. I got suspended for a full day. I was like, man, I said the wrong thing. I got suspended for a day. Now, normally when people get suspended on TikTok, what do, y'all? They get on TikTok and they do what? Complain. They complain. Go off. Not this guy. Not this guy. Not this guy. Think. I went and started my own network. It ain't on YouTube. It ain't on Twitch. It ain't on TikTok. It ain't on Rumble. It's Zabo103tv.com. The link is in the bio. I started my own platform. I'm not going to suspend myself on my own platform. There are pre-recorded videos over there like Netflix. Shows air every week. And I can go live over there. Think about what I just said. Somebody said there's limits to your business. Well, there's only a limit if that's the only vehicle that you have. By law, you have to have a personal vehicle because if you got a business, the only way you can use it 100% for business if you have a personal vehicle. If you don't have a personal vehicle, you're doing something personal. The IRS ain't slow. So you got to have a piece of a car that's a personal vehicle to do what I'm talking about, family. Just FYI. If you're writing off gas or you're writing off mileage or stuff like that, then yeah, you're doing something different. Maybe you got a car note, what you're talking about. I don't know. Ain't no car note. The IRS will give you, up under tax code 179, the full amount that you paid for that vehicle back in the form of a write-off in that fiscal year. There's a difference. And I don't know. I mean, maybe my tax attorney don't know what he's talking about. Maybe the IRS don't know what they're talking about because that's where we got it from. Go to the IRS.gov. I don't know. I want to make it up. I'm not a tax attorney, but I have a tax attorney. Just like I have a CPA. Go look it up, family. I know Biden was trying to do something different, but they couldn't stop it because Trump had put it in place from the last time that he was in office. Even though they did jack up the stuff with the planes. Right now, if you go buy a plane for business, you only get 40% this year. Next year, it's going to drop to 20%. And by 2027, it's going to be at 0% unless Trump change it back. I'm still kind of pissed about that because I wanted me a plane. I want me a plane so bad, y'all. I really do. The business need it, though. The business need it. I want one super bad, but I can't afford it. But the business really need one. But all this stuff sounds great, right? All this stuff sounds great. How does it benefit you? That should be the question. How do you do this stuff? You say you voted for Trump? Oh, cool. Well, that's what you did, family. I ain't mad at you. My candidate won too. I voted for me. And it's ironic that people have these alliances to other people's last name other than their own. Last year during the election, I got on these lives. I said, look, my candidate gonna win regardless of what y'all do. And if your candidate don't win, tell me how your life gonna change. If your candidate did win, tell me how your life changed. No matter who you voted for, your life's still the same. I voted for my last name. I didn't care if Trump was in office. I didn't care if Harris in office. None of that stuff matters to me. And you know why it don't matter to me? Because the laws are written for wealthy people. And I'm a law-abiding citizen. There's a difference. But people don't hear that. I voted for me. My last name, my bloodline. That's what's important. I suggest you vote for your last name. Try to make this stuff make sense. Try to make this stuff make sense. But what's important? How can you do this stuff for yourself? On my network, Zabo103tv.com, we talk about this stuff in more depth, of course, and you actually see me actually doing these things in real time. Forget this whole, I'm just going to talk to you about it and we'll see what happens. And maybe this stuff will work. You actually see me doing this stuff, which should make the light bulb go off for you. As a person that lost $90,000 to a coach, I understand whenever you put your money in stuff, you don't get a return on your investment. I'm a landowner, family. Think about what I just said. You never really get your return on investment. I lost 90 grand to a coach about 9 years ago. It was the best, worst decision I ever made in my life. But I'm grateful for it because it showed me a lot. So on my network, you know, I don't charge you thousands and thousands of dollars to be on my network. I don't charge you hundreds of dollars to be on my network at all. It's $12.99 a month. Less than $1 million a month can change your life. And if you operate in public and in private and not in personal, it ain't costing you a dime. Why? Because it's public and it's a business expense. Not real estate. I'm a landowner. I guess you call it real estate. I don't know if it's real estate. I'm a landowner, not landlord, even though I do got rental properties too, but I'm a landowner. That's the best way to explain what I do. When I left Bank of America, I started a process of building out a 52-home subdivision from the ground up. The bank wouldn't partner with me because I ain't have enough experience. I had the capital, had the credit. I ain't have enough experience. So I did it on my own. We built 29 homes out my pocket, cash, from the ground up, because I was arrogant. I made a lot of mistakes too. Very expensive mistakes. Think about what I just said. Property owner. You don't own nothing on this planet but your soul unless you sold it. Don't let that go over your head. Oh, God. Here we go. I don't know why people do that, man. I don't know why people do that. Why people, and this is what I be talking about, y'all. People be coming in trying to debate stuff. They don't be knowing what the hell they talking about. You don't own no land. You don't do this. Okay, I control it. Does that make you feel better? How much land do you control? I control 347 and a half acres of land. Ain't no loans on it. I pay property taxes, but not the same property taxes y'all pay. I'm going to say that one more time. I own 300 or control 347 and a half acres of land. Ain't no loans on none of the land that I own or control. I pay property taxes, but it ain't the same property taxes y'all pay. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You probably pay more in property taxes on your home that you live in, less than an acre land, than I pay on that full 347 and a half acres of land. And I'm also in the process of trying my best, and I'm doing everything in my power. It's a lot of red tape on this. I'm trying to own my own city. You only need 50 acres to own your own city. This is going to get crazy. On a allodial title, no, allodial title ain't really going to help you, family. Let me give you an example. As of today, I'm going to ask you, how much land do you own that have a allodial title on it? How much land do you control today with a allodial title on it? How many acres of land do you own or you control? Well, I say own, because if you got a allodial title, you own it, right? How much land do you own right now today with a allodial title on it? Even if you try to buy a straw man, you still don't own it. Because you don't own the land under the land, no matter what you do. Well, I own the mineral rights. Again, you don't own the land under the land. Well, I own the mineral rights, so I'm good. If they flood your property below the level of your mineral rights, it's no longer your land. A lot of people don't understand that. Do you own the rights to your trees in your home on your land? Did you see that in your paperwork? There's so much stuff that people, it's a wild situation, y'all. For the person I asked about the allodial title, I'm assuming no land. So let me explain something to you. A lot of people throw the allodial title out there, and I don't think you were throwing out there for malicious thing. You probably were asking, right? So if you have a allodial title, they're only recognized in 2 states in this place called the United States of America. That's Texas and Nevada. That's it. Those are the only 2 states where they're recognized. But if the state needs that land for a public use, they taking that land. Not really taking, they buying it from you. It just is what it is, y'all. And you a law-abiding citizen. You should absolutely let them buy it from you. They're giving you market value up to 5 times what it's worth. But let's go through it. Why do people talk about allodial titles? 1, because they don't have to pay taxes on that property, right? That's a big one. And 2, nobody can take it. That's the second big one. That's the 2 reasons why people talk about allodial titles, if I'm being honest, right? I can't be mad. But what they don't talk about is the downside to it. Imagine if somebody came and bought some land from you. Say they bought 30 acres from you. And when they bought the 30 acres, they went to closing, they agreed to pay you property taxes. So you gave them a value on their property on that 30 acres, call it for $300,000. They paid $100 grand for it. You gave them a valuation of $300,000. Whatever. I'm throwing some crazy numbers out there, right? You own this property now. You got it. You agreed to pay those property taxes, and then you get slick and say, "I'm gonna go get me an allodial title." And you get the allodial title. You get all this stuff done, all the paperwork in, and then you submit it back to the people that you bought the property from, that you agreed to pay property taxes for, and say, "This land is now title. I'm no longer paying you property taxes." How would you feel if somebody did that to you? You'd be like, "You son of a gun. We gonna honor it because you did it." But what you think gonna transpire? The stuff that happened in real life. Stuff like how much you think your value of your property gonna be to anybody outside of you and your family. When you go back to that tax assessor office and you look at the value of the property, once they have that allodial title on there, the value of your property becomes 0. You're not gonna pay us property taxes? We're not gonna give you a value on your property. So if you decide to sell it, whatever negotiation you figure out, whatever fool want to buy, they can do it. But you're going to get a valuation of zero because you're not paying us no property taxes. Why would I give you a valuation? It's a tax assessor office. They're assessing the value of the land, people. Well, that's kind of wild, but it's valuable to me and my family, so I'm good. I hope you and your families are builders. Because guess what, boys and girls? If you just buy a bunch of land and it ain't nothing on it at all, and you have no idea what to do with it outside of building a property on it, there's no builder in this country that will ever touch that property with a allodial title unless you give it all their money to them up front. Why? They don't have a way to get their money to insure it because they can't put a lien on your property. And they can't take it. But people don't hear that. They only hear the other side of it. We had a young man out of Texas on my live a few months ago, and we were talking about allodial titles and eminent domain, all this stuff. And he was like, man, eminent domain real, man. I got 26 acres that my grandparents left me, and they've been trying to take my property. I was like, they made you an offer. They made you an offer. He said, yeah. I said, why you ain't take it, bro? He said, man, I can't do it. I said, let me guess. Since you didn't take their offer, they couldn't take it through eminent domain. You had everything set up the way you had it set up. Let me guess. They started building stuff around you. He said, yep. I said, your taxes went through the roof. He said, yeah, man, my taxes went through the roof. I didn't want to sell it, and they come prove it was a public need. So my taxes went through the roof. I said, okay, how you doing on them taxes? He said, man, I can afford the taxes. I said, ooh, they're going to come back through. The next time they offer you some money, bro, you might want to take it. He was like, man, I can't sell it, man. My family left me these 26 acres. I said, man, how much are they offering you? He said, $875,000. I said, boy, you done lost your mind. So I got online, started looking for the little joker. Hey, man, they got 1,100 acres over here, bro. For $500,000, 1,100 acres. Is 45 minutes away from where you at right now. For $500,000. Take that $895,000 it was. Take that $895,000. And with that $895,000, go get that 1,100 acres. It's 45 minutes away from you. But don't trip. You ain't got to move all the way out there. 15 minutes from where he was at, they had another property that was a little bit over like 24, 25 acres of land for 75 grand. So you mean to tell me I can trade my grandmama 26 acres in for 1,126 acres? You don't think your grandma gonna be proud of you? You don't think your grandma gonna be proud of you making that business move? On those 25 acres of land outside of 15 minutes from where you at right now, you paid 75 grand for it. You got 325 left. Guess what you can do? You can take that 300 grand and go build you a nice little home. As a person that then built 29 homes out of his own pocket, whatever the value of the home is, it normally take half of the amount to build that property. So if I take 300 grand and build a property, I got a property worth 600 grand. Guess what, boys and girls? He ain't got no mortgage no more. And he got 1,126 acres of land. Now, he didn't do it because it was after the fact. Who knows what they're going to offer him again? Sometimes I get in the way of eminent domain. The 41.5 acres of land that we purchased, it was September of 2023, live on TikTok, took them to the closing with me. We paid cash for it. That property is 38 minutes from downtown Atlanta. 2 minutes away from the major highway. I'm hoping they hit me with eminent domain. As of right now, we're going to put an 18,000 square foot home on it. We're going to spend probably about $3 million putting that property on there. Somewhere around there. So we're probably going to have a property worth about, once it's all said and done, $6 million. Eminent domain, I'm hoping they come in. But they can't come in right away because the land is in conservation. And we in conservation for the next 10 years. What you think that property gonna be worth in 10 years? I ain't gonna say double, but let's call it 8 million bucks. If eminent domain come in right in year 10 when we're about to put it right back into conservation, guess what, boys and girls? If they offer me $8 million, it's gone. Just market value, what it's worth. But if they offer me 5 times what it's worth, $40 million, we still gone. Why? I can take $5 million and go buy 100,000 acres in Oklahoma right now today. Think about what I just said. But you don't hear that because you're attached to something that's not even yours to begin with. You don't own nothing in this world but your soul unless you sell it. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. Well, let's get into some other stuff because I got a little bit of time left and I gotta get up out of here. Let's talk about how you can do this stuff. I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. I think that's why y'all all are here, right? Forget all this stuff that I'm talking about, right? Forget all that. Let's talk about what's in it for you. How the hell you do this stuff? We didn't talk about how you do this if you make 100 grand a year, 50 grand a year, 30 grand a year, 8,000 a year, 1,500 a year, on Section 8, just got out of prison, just lost your job. We've even talked about how you do this from being homeless. It's because you don't lack money, people. Not believe, you got to know. You don't lack money, people. You lack information and take action with the information that you get. That's your issue. It has nothing to do with nothing else. All this other stuff don't matter. The plan is still the same no matter how much money you got or don't have. So when I get to this point, I always tell people, hey, look, you don't want to join my network. Why? Because we go through a lot of this stuff, y'all, and even more. And even more. But what I'm going to do right now is because I know people don't like putting their money somewhere and they don't get a return on investment right away, right? So what I'm going to do right now on this live, I'm going to give you a return on your investment even before you sign up for my network. You're going to need that continued education regardless of it. So I'm not really concerned about whether or not you're going to do it once you get it from me. You ain't going to have no choice but to come over there and do it because the reality is you're going to do your research on what I'm sharing. You're going to see that it's real and you're going to want to come and get the rest of it because the one thing that people don't know how to do, they don't know how to connect the dots. Wealthy people know how to connect the dots, boys and girls. It's just a fact. So at this time, go get your pen, go get some paper. You can do a screen record. The replay on this live will be at Zabo103 on Instagram, Xavier Gibson on Facebook, Zabo103 on YouTube, so you can rewatch it as many times as you want. I don't freaking care. But let's take notes. And I'm going to explain to you. We're going to go through a scenario and we're going to make it work. And again, it don't matter what number you throw out. I don't know how much I make. It don't matter what scenario you throw out. As long as all the scenarios make sense, we can make it work. So y'all tell me how much money I need to make in a year. Let's get this scenario going. How much do I need to make in a year? I think the first person said 60 grand. We can use I bring home 60 grand a year. All right, cool. I bring home 60 grand a year. Am I married? Am I single? Do I got kids? 450,000. If I show you with this with 60 grand a year, you should have no issue with doing it with 450 grand, right? Somebody said 30 grand. 30 grand is too easy. 30 grand is too easy. If I'm being honest. And the reason why 30 grand is too easy, because in most situations, if you're bringing home 30 grand a year, it means you're living with somebody. And you ain't got no bills because you can't afford to live nowhere. Again, we did this from being homeless, y'all. The process don't change. The process is the same. So what I would tell you, no matter how much money you bring home, we're gonna do 60,000 when I'm bringing home just to make this make sense, right? We're gonna do this from 60 grand a year. Whatever you make, it doesn't matter at this point. The process is the same. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, family. So 60 grand a year. All right. Somebody said single, right? Kids. All right. I'll say I got 2 kids. I'm single. I have child support because whether you're getting forced to pay child support or you're not being forced, you got to still support your child, right? So I have child support. We'll call that a real thing. What my credit looking like, y'all? Y'all tell me. I got good credit, excellent credit, bad credit, no credit. Like what my credit looking like? Because I know people always think the credit thing is the thing go. A lot of people saying bad credit. Okay. I know why people say bad credit because people think that you almost had the exact number, D. Somebody said 590. All right. I got a 350 credit score. So in order for somebody to put some on my credit, they will have to staple it. I got a 350 credit score, bad credit. Boom. All right, cool. So I'm bringing home 60 grand a year. I got 2 kids, single, bad credit. Anything else I want to throw out there? I don't know. Don't start hitting me with bills. I just told you I got a 350 credit score. Bills, I ain't paying them no way. I got a 350 credit score. So what else y'all want to put out there? Come on, let's do it. Let's get this party going. Anything else? Y'all want me to go from there? I can go from there. That's cool. I think that's a tough situation for anybody, right? I'm bringing home 60 grand a year. Whether it's passive or not, it don't really matter. I'm bringing home 60 grand a year. I got bad credit, 350 credit score. Car payment is an unknown fact. We just did the felon thing, family. You a felon? I think it's the second time you asked me that. I owe the IRS 10 grand. I bet we'll add that to the equation. I owe the IRS 10 grand. All right. I owe the IRS 10 grand. I like that. We're not even gonna talk about business the way we file in taxes and stuff like that. That's irrelevant at this point. So we'll keep this party going. Let's just knock that out. So I bring home 60 grand a year, single, 2 kids, child support, 350 credit score. All right. Hopefully y'all on the same page. Okay. I'm doing it from a job, not self-employed. So if you self-employed or you have your own business, you still can follow along. The process is still the same. The process is still the same. All right. All right, let's get this party started. The first thing that I have to do is I have to have a real conversation with myself, obviously, right? But other than that, I'm going to go and I'm gonna have a conversation with the kid's mother. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go and holler at her, man. I'm a beg and plead, baby. I'm sorry for cheating. I am so sorry for doing that to you. I just want my family back. I got a plan. My plan gonna work, and it's gonna change all of our lives. But I want to let you know I'm sorry. We can go to council. I already talked to the pastor. The pastor said we can come down there on Wednesday. And when we get down there on Wednesday, you know, he gonna help us with what we got going on. But I just want my family back. I can't live without y'all. I can't breathe without y'all. I'm not gonna cheat no more. I promise you. And I mean it. I really got a plan. And it's gonna change all our life forever. I just need you to give me another chance. Boy, I done gave you 100 chance, man. Ain't nobody giving you no more chance, boy. What is wrong with you, boy? I'm just saying, this is the last time you're gonna have to give me a chance. I promise you, I'm gonna change. Everything has been, it's in motion. I got a plan. I promise you just got to trust me in this situation. I know it's hard. I'm going to go get the help, but we really got to work this out. And she going to say, I done moved on. I done found me a real man. And I'm going to say to her, man, that sucks. But I really got a plan. I'm really going to change my life. And I respect that. And I'm not going to cause no rift in between you and your new man. I hope everything work out for you. I am going to be an active father in my kids' life, meaning PTA meetings, games. If you need me to get them so that, you know, you can go out with your new man, that's cool too. I'll come and do it. I promise you, I just want to make the best co-parenting situation. I was hoping that we can do it as a family, but if you've moved on, I'm not going to get in the way of that because all I want for you is to be happy. I know I did you wrong and I got to live with this. She's going to say, okay, that's cool. That's, you know, just take care of your kids. That's all I want you to do. I'm going to say, all right, bet. I'm going to go on home with my feelings hurt. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm in this 2-bedroom apartment. I'm paying $2,500 a month for rent. My lease ain't up for another 6 months. I'm going to go to the apartment complex and I'm going to ask them, do they have like a studio that I can rent, transfer to, or a 1-bedroom I can transfer to? I need something a whole lot cheaper because I can't afford to stay in this property spending 30 grand a year. The math ain't mathing. It ain't gonna, I can't do it. And they're gonna tell me they got this small 1-bedroom that I can move into for $1,500 a month. And I'm like, all right, bet, I'll do it. When can I move in? It's available right now. All right, I'm moving. I ain't got no choice. It is what it is. I got to do what I got to do. So I'm going to be spending $18,000 a year on rent. Just so we all on the same page. The child support that I'm spending money on is 20% in most states. 20% of $60,000, if we just doing the math, is $12,000 a year. But my kids are also on my insurance. I spend $300 every pay period. That's $600 a month for my insurance. It costs an arm and a leg, y'all. Right? $600 a month, that's $7,200 a year. Just so we all on the same page. I'm already up to 25 grand a year that I'm spending. Well, not 25, what's that? Yeah, 25 grand. Nope, I take that back. $7,000, $7,200 a year out of the $12,000 a year for my child support. $7,000 is coming off my child support because that's going into insurance. That means $5 grand a year is going into my child support. Yep, that's right. $5 grand a year. So I was at $18,000. I'm at $23,000. What's up, family? $23,000 a year. That's right. $5 grand at 18. Yeah, $23,000 a year. Just want to give y'all that base before I tell y'all what I'm gonna actually do, because I don't want y'all to say, well, what about this? What about that? I'm breaking this stuff down for you. Okay. So what I'm gonna do after that is simple. My next step is going to be to reach out to a company called LexisNexis. 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 Somebody put it in the chat. LexisNexis is the company that houses all your information. I mean, all your information. I'm going to call LexisNexis. The very first person that picks up the phone, I'm going to tell them to freeze my Clue report and my personal file. Clue, C-L-U-E, personal file. They're going to try to upsell me on some extra privacy. I ain't got no money to do that. I can't afford it. Please freeze my Clue report and my personal file. They're going to tell me they're going to send me out a PIN number in 3 days. And on that third day, when I get that PIN number, I'll be able to unfreeze and freeze my clue report in my personal file at any time. I'm going to say, thank you very much. I'm going to wait those 3 days. On day 3, when I get that PIN number, I'm going to reach out to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and I'm going to start disputing. That's not my address. That's not my account. I never applied for that. Everybody on this live know that when you dispute something, they got 30 days to verify that information. I think everybody know that. What most people don't know, when they go to verify your information, they're going to reach out to LexisNexis. A lot of people don't know that. What even less people know, being that your clue report in your personal file is frozen, nothing's coming back. We all know what happened when nothing comes back, right? It's coming off your credit. And it's free. Guess who ain't got a 350 credit score no more? This guy. But it's okay. I ain't done. After that, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to go and reach out to a company called NACA, N-A-C-A. NACA, N-A-C-A. NACA is a program that will assist you with getting a home, even if they got to get you down to a 0% interest rate. Crazy, ain't it? They got to show you can afford to make payments on a new property that you're moving into. You got to sit through their program, 4 hours. Might take you a year to get it. It is what it is. You can't have no lates in your credit in the last 12 months. And you got to come up with a down payment. Now, we got to work that backwards. If I got to come up with a down payment, I ain't got no money, but I do qualify for the down payment assistance program. This is going to get scary. Check that box. I can't have no lates on my credit in the last 12 months. I just went through LexisNexis and fixed my credit. Check that box. Am I willing to sit through this program for 4 hours? Absolutely. I've done worse. How much can I afford every single month? Anything less than $1,500 a month. And I got to be willing to move into this property. 100% sign me up. This is going to get crazy. What do you think I'm going to do after that? I'm going to go down there to the city and I'm going to ask them about me becoming a builder. I need my builder's license, boys and girls. The test costs $200. And they're going to give you the study guide. But in order for you to become a licensed builder, you got to work up under a licensed builder for 2 years. So when I go down there, I go take the study guide, I go take the test, pass it with fine colors. I'm going to politely find me a builder that I can work for as an intern. I don't want no money from you. As an intern, but they're going to have to vouch for me being a licensed builder within 2 years. But after the 2 years are up. Check that box. Now let's start talking about this money. I'm bringing home 60 grand a year. My money's only going to 3 places, boys and girls. Basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy I can afford, and land. That's it. Those are only 3 places where my money is going. I'm going to say that one more time. Basic living expenses, the biggest whole life insurance policy I can afford, and land. Watch this. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to sit with the licensed insurance broker, and I'm going to have them structure my whole life insurance policy in a way where I can have a cash value in my policy that I can borrow from every 30 days. You say it's a scam. Say life insurance companies is a scam. It sounds good to you, I guess. Changed my life forever. And it'll change yours once you wake up. There ain't a wealthy person on this planet that don't have one. When they structure this policy, right? Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to have the ability to borrow from this policy every single month. So any money that I put in, I'm gonna have the ability to borrow from it. Amazing. What do you think I'm gonna do? My whole paycheck is going through that life insurance policy. Why? Because I'm gonna be getting compound interest daily, tax-free, that I can borrow against and pay myself back with interest. So even when I borrow the money outside of the policy, I'm gonna be still getting compound interest on the money that I borrow daily, tax-free. People don't hear this, and it's okay. So that whole $60,000 is gonna run through that life insurance policy. Every pay period, that money's going to the life insurance policy. Every 30 days, I'm borrowing the money back, and every pay period is being paid back. This is gonna get crazy. That means I got a full $60,000 to work with. Where do you think my money going after that? Into two places. I'm gonna take 30 grand and I'm gonna put it into my basic living expenses. Remember, only 23,000 was covering between my child support and my rent, my two biggest expenses. That's gonna leave me with 7 grand to do all the other stuff I gotta do. I'm not spending a penny more than 30 grand or a penny less. 30 grand is going to my basic living expenses. That's gonna leave me with $30,000. With that $30,000, guess what's happening, boys and girls? I'm gonna take that 30 grand and I'm gonna go buy me 6 acres of land. And I know what you're about to say. You can't even buy 1 acre land for $6,000, bro. I know. That's why I said I'm gonna buy 6. You're not buying no land in no major city. You're buying land 30 to 45 minutes outside of the major city. In every state in America, it don't matter if you're in California, Florida, New York, Chicago, Texas, Georgia, every state, you can find land on average $5,000 or less right now today for an acre of land. People don't hear that. So I'm gonna buy me 6 acres of land. And this is gonna be my struggle bus for the next 10 years. 6. I'm gonna do this process for the next 10 years, struggling. It ain't gonna matter. I ain't trying to impress nobody. I ain't gonna be trying to get me no old lady, none of that. I'm gonna stay focused because I got a target. In year 10 of me doing this process, guess what, boys and girls? In year 10, I will own 60 acres of land. Sit tight, family. You just got here, man. Come on, don't come in here trying to derail. Listen. I will own 60 acres of land. Ain't no loans. If you've been following this, you should already know, family. Ain't no loans. Think. I will own 60 acres of land. No loans. Notice I ain't saying nothing about no credit to go get no land. Notice I ain't saying nothing about partnering with nobody. Notice I ain't saying nothing about flipping no property. Right? I will own 60 acres of land. Here's what's going to get scary. For the last 10 years, I've been putting $60,000 a year into that whole life insurance policy, borrowing it while it was still getting compound interest daily, tax-free, and paying myself back interest on top of it. So I've been putting 60 grand into this policy every single year for the last 10 years. I will easily have $750,000 in year 10 that I can borrow from my life insurance policy. When you put money into your life insurance policy, even though you borrow the money, it's still gaining compound interest tax-free daily. A lot of people don't know that because you have a living benefit and a death benefit. Think about what I just said. Because it has a living benefit and a death benefit. So if you take that money out and you pass away, your death benefit gonna be less the money you took out. You get it? A lot of people don't get that. I will have $750,000 that I can play with. I got 60 acres of land. And oh, by the way, I'm also a licensed builder now. Uh-oh. What the hell you think I'm gonna do? As a person that then built 29 homes out of his own pocket cash, I know whatever the value of the house is, I know it only take half of the amount to build that property. So if I got 750 grand over there, guess what I'm gonna do, boys and girls? I'm gonna take 200,000 and go build me a duplex on 1 acre of land. So I'm gonna do 3 at a time because I got $750,000. I can take 600 grand and build me a duplex on each acres. So out of my 60 grand, I'm gonna take 3 acres that out, 600,000 out of $750,000, build me 3 duplexes. What do you think I'm gonna do at this point, y'all? I don't think y'all hear what I'm saying. What do you think I'm gonna do? After I done built this property, I ain't selling it. I'm gonna rent it out. Y'all tell me where y'all live at. I don't freaking know. On a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, new construction, 30 minutes from the city. What do you think the rent gonna cost? In Georgia, you spending $2,000 for that property. I don't know what you're spending where y'all live at. It might be different on a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, new construction, 30 minutes from the major city. What y'all spending? $2,000 in Georgia, $3,000 in some states, 4, 5 maybe in California, New York. I don't freaking know. But you're not gonna become a landlord today, y'all. You're not becoming a landlord till 10 years from now. So what you think that 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, new construction apartment, 30 minutes outside of the city gonna cost you 10 years from now? It ain't gonna be $1,800 no more. It's easily gonna be double. Think about what I just said. Easily double. But nobody don't hear that. So in Georgia, if I'm spending $2,000 now for that property, I'm spending $4,000 in 10 years. I'm not gonna charge my tenant $4,000. I'm gonna be the cheap dude on the block. $3,000 is what I'm charging you. $3,000 on the left, $3,000 on the right. This is gonna get crazy. What do you think I'm gonna do at this point? What do you think? I'm going to take this property to the bank and put it in debt. The bank gonna say this property worth $400,000 and it's free and clear. You an investor, you're gonna have to put 20% down. 20% of $400,000 is $80,000. Good thing I got it in equity. That means the bank gonna give me a mortgage of $320,000. Who's getting that $320,000? You, tax free. That your tenant about to be paying back. Uh-oh. That means I got my 200 grand back plus an extra $120,000 on top of it, tax free. Y'all don't see how my life just changed? I did all 3 of them at the same time. 3 times $320,000 is carry that. That's $960,000 tax free money. I did it 3 times. So I did all 3 projects at the same time. That's $960,000 tax free. Or maybe that went over your head. How much is the mortgage on $320,000? $2,000? $2,500? Call it $3,000. I don't freaking care. One of my tenants paying the $3,000. The other $3,000, it ain't taxed out the gate, y'all. Why? You got to get what's called a return of your capital first. You know the $80,000 in equity that you put down on the property? That $3,000 ain't taxed until you get that $80,000 back. So now I got 320 in this hand, $3,000 in this hand, 3 times. What does that mean? I got $960,000 in this hand and $9,000 in this hand. Y'all don't see how my life just changed from the scenario y'all gave me, bringing home $60,000 a year, 350 credit score, child support, single. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. Life has changed, but there's more. What the heck you think I'm gonna do after this? I got 60 acres. I'm only gonna do this 60 times. Wait, if I do this 60 times, I'm putting 200 in building this duplex. I'm getting 320 back, $120,000 times 60. If my math is right, if I carry that, that's $7.2 million tax free. Tell me what job y'all got making this type of money. Tell me what business y'all got making this type of money. I'm listening. I'm all ears. I got to hear it. Go. Crickets. And I did all of this from bringing home 60 grand a year, 350 credit score, begging my baby mama to be back with me. She ain't want nothing to do with me. Had to downsize my apartment, struggling. Tell me, I gotta know. $7.2 million tax-free. Y'all ain't doing nothing that's making this type of money, ever. It sounds good. It sounds amazing. And I'm not telling y'all what I think. I told y'all what I did. There's a difference. Your gurus ain't telling y'all this stuff. They don't know, because if they did, they would be doing it. People be sounding crazy when they be saying stuff out loud. But like, yo, what are you talking about? And I can't be mad at them, because I used to be that person too. But wait, there's more. Y'all remember that 3 grand that you were getting on this side right here? You know, so you get your return on capital first, right? It ain't taxed. You also getting that 60 times as well. 60 times $3,000 is $180,000 a month on top of the $7.2 million. Tell me what job y'all got making this type of money. I'm listening. Tell me what business y'all got where y'all making this type of money. I'm all ears. So when I hear people get on here and say, hey man, I make $3,000 a day, I'm like, okay, you still ain't got no money, bro. You still broke. Ain't nobody got no money. It's not real. It don't exist. So when I tell you, hey, why the hell you ain't signed up for Zabo103TV.com? I just gave you your return on investment way before you signed up. You telling me you don't think you're going to get more than that on the network for less than $13 a month? The credit repair stuff I just told y'all for free is worth more than that. But get the process, because you got to be disciplined to do it. That's the issue. Most people ain't disciplined to connect the dots. So if you ain't signed up for the network yet, I don't know the hell you ain't know. There's so much more that's going to go down. This ain't even a fraction of what we're going to go through over there. And we've been up for 18 days now. That network going strong too, y'all. If you operating in public, it's a business expense, that $12.99. Don't let that go over your head. Zabo103TV.com. The link is in the bio. Tap in. But people don't hear that. $7.2 million tax-free, 180 grand a month. People don't hear that. Y'all like they can't even wrap their brain around it. Appreciate your family. Shout out to you. But wait, there's more. Forget the $7.2 million. It's more than that. Forget the $180,000 a month. It's more than that too. Y'all remember that 80 grand in equity that you have? You also have that in each of your properties. So that 80 grand times 60, come on, y'all. That's another $4.8 million in equity on top of the 180 grand a month, on the $7.2 million that you got tax-free. Tell me what y'all doing to make this type of bread. I'm listening. Tell me what y'all got going on where y'all getting this type of money. I'm all ears. I need to hear it. And the same way you ran your whole paycheck through your life insurance policy to accelerate the money so you can get to where you need to go, you don't think you can accelerate your $7.2 million through a policy? your 180 grand through a month, your $4.8 million in equity through a life insurance. You don't think you can run that same money through that same process? You have no clue. So when I listen to people, I sit back and I laugh because I'm saying, y'all don't understand. I own 12, not own, I'm a part of 12 different businesses. 12. We on target this year. Last year we missed our target of doing 9 figures. We on target of doing 9 figures this year, boys and girls. It's going down. And in 10 years, we're going to touch that billionaire status. Just so we all on the same page. And I want y'all to remember that I said it on social media. This nobody of a dude. I'm nobody. I'm a dude on the internet. I want y'all to remember that I said it. I want y'all to remember that. It's going down. No matter how we slice it and dice it. And that's what's wild. It ain't even about the money. It's about you spending the time with the people that you care about and love the most. The only purpose of money is to make money. It has no other purpose, y'all. It has no other purpose. Poor people believe the primary use of money is to pay bills. People don't get it. The only reason why I am taking the money to make more money and I'm throwing these wild numbers out here so I'll be able to spend time with the people that I care about and love the most. When my kids open their eyes, when they wake up in the morning, I'm the first person they see. When they close their eyes, I'm the last person they see. When they have a digital learning day at school, I ain't got to take out workout. I have a digital learning day too. When they have a snow day and ain't snowing, I have a snow day too, y'all. That's the flex. When you can start experiencing your kid deciding to eat new things, saying new words, talking about different things, when you can start experience your spouse having these different moments and you ain't got to have a nanny tell you what your kid's doing, a teacher telling you your kid like shrimp now, they don't eat nuggets no more. They like shrimp now, y'all. They don't eat nuggets no more. So you can stop going to McDonald's buying that garbage, y'all. They don't like chicken nuggets no more. They like shrimps. That ain't good for you either, but that's a whole nother situation. But you ain't gonna know it firsthand. Why? Because you had to go to work. Because you had to go to work. You had to go to work. Y'all, I'm having a little bit of fun. The point that I'm making to you, y'all, don't let your education stop your education. I promise you, the stuff that you learn, the stuff that people have taught you in school, at work, it's all garbage, y'all. And it's almost, it can make a person upset when they start to see this stuff, but it should not make you upset, y'all. It should make you understand that you got to play the game the same way. Because if you ain't going to play the game, you just going to get played. So look, y'all, I got to get up off here. I don't know if I'm going to be back on tonight because I got some more filming to do for the network. Tomorrow morning, for the people that's on the network, the first episode of the course is going to pop up on the network tomorrow morning. Shout out to that. I wrapped up some of the filming on it this morning. So tomorrow morning, first thing, right? The first episode of the course that people have been asking me about, that's going to air tomorrow morning. Shout out to that, y'all. We're going to keep this thing going. There should be a new episode over for some other stuff that popped up maybe last night or today. And then there's going to be some episodes, some other stuff popping up. Live on the network, Zabo103tv.com. We will be live Thursday morning, 2 people. Thursday morning, we're going to be back at property number 29. They're putting the septic tank in and the primary drain, secondary drain. And I think the plumber and the HVAC guy is going to be there Thursday as well, I think. I'm not sure. But I will be live down there. I will record the whole thing just in case the live start to trip out down there because service ain't really that good down there. And I also will be live Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the network. Zabo103tv.com. Y'all definitely tap in. Go to Zabo103TV.com. The link is in the bio. Definitely tap in, y'all. We're going to continue to go up. Livestock event next Wednesday. I think they said they open at 7:30. I'm not getting there at 7:30, y'all. I'm not doing that. We are gonna catch some goats and some cattle. I don't know if we're gonna catch the chickens and stuff like that because they say they got chickens up there too. I'm like, how are they chicken livestock? I thought livestock were just live animals, but that's something. I guess words matter, and I'm not really paying attention. They ain't clicking for me yet. But next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Not tomorrow, but next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be at the livestock auction again. I'm going to go live. I'm taking my Wi-Fi box with me, so we should be good with the live. But if we're not, again, I'm recording it all, y'all. And all this stuff still is getting uploaded to the network regardless of the situation. But I will be live next Wednesday at the livestock auction. We're going to go up. We did miss the land bank auction. That land bank auction, I want to say it was the 27th or the 26th. I wasn't going down there to purchase that anyway. The only reason I was going down there just so y'all can see it in real time, because I think that a lot of people are like, man, I ain't never seen one before. I want to see what it's about, blah, 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 blah. So I'll find out when the next land bank auction is, and I'll make sure that I let you all know, and I will go live down there too, so y'all get an opportunity to at least see it. Most of the land bank auctions that I've seen, they normally don't have land that's bigger than like 5-6 acres of land, which is still good land to buy. But the land that I've been looking at lately has been like 20-30 plus acres of land, because I'm really trying to get this hunting land out the way for sure. So but I will hit the livestock auction, so y'all will be able to tap in with it. Do I not have the book? The book. Creating the Life You Truly Deserve, y'all. Hold on a second. Hold on. Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. You will never find, blah, 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 blah. Someone to love you the way that I do. People ask me about the book, Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. You can go to Zabo103TV.com. The link is in the bio, and get your free digital copy of this book. It's not going to cost you anything on it. So definitely go in, tap in, get the book, Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. Go over to Zabo103TV.com. Go get your free digital copy of that. That's for you, sir, because you've been asking. That's that 18,000 square foot home that we were talking about. That's going to get built. We're going to break ground on that probably like in July, I want to say. That's what it's looking like. That's one of the floors of the 18,000 square foot. Just FYI, so y'all know I'm not making this stuff up. And that's going to be on the 41.5 acres of land, which is 1.8 million square foot. I don't know if y'all can see that. 1.836 million, 1.836 million, 1.836 million. I'm just showing y'all real fast going through this stuff, because I got to get ready to go. We rocking and rolling, y'all. And we're not going to stop. The last thing I will leave y'all with, research over me search. That 10-year process that I just talked about, everything in there, go research it. Go research it. Once you find out it's legit, apply it in your life. I promise you, your future self will thank you. 100%. In the meantime, look, y'all be good. Have fun being bad. Again, these replays will be at Zabo103 on Instagram, Zabo103 on YouTube, Xavier Gibson on Facebook. Definitely tap in to my TikTok family. If TikTok is not around after the 5th, y'all just come and see me over at Zabo103TV.com. I'll be there. Come on over and subscribe if they go on and bounce out. Even if they don't bounce out, you should probably be over there anyway. But if they do, and you haven't subscribed yet, that's where you're going to be able to check out on me at. It is what it is. For my subscribers on the Zabo103 TV, again, The law-abiding citizen community is back up. They had a bunch of technical issues over there, so they say they have to do some type of maintenance almost every day on it. I don't know what that means, y'all, because I'm not a tech guy. I have no clue. So the community board is up. Get over there and stuff. It's fresh, it's new. We're gonna start posting our progress over there. You can do pictures over there, comments, whatever. Today I'm gonna try to get active in there today, but I know I got a lot of filming to do later on tonight. So I'm probably gonna get the filming done first, and if I got a little time left over, I'm not too tired, I'm gonna get up in there and kind of post some stuff, just FYI. And we gonna rock and roll, y'all. So look, y'all, again, y'all be good. I have fun being bad. And yes, I will see y'all on Thursday for my people that's rocking with me. In the meantime, peace.